There's an amazing introduction in a book that is called HaSekhel, The Light of the Mind, by Rabbi Abulafia, one of the greatest Mekubalim and searchers of secret and truth. In his amazing introduction to that book, he solves a lot of questions and opens the mind and the heart to focus and realize what our life purpose really is about. So, of course, in the holy language it's written, and I shall translate and explain a little bit as much as possible. Behiyot, for the fact that hamachshava enoshit, the mind, the power of thought of human beings, ktsara me'od, is very short, very limited, mehasig ha'inyanim ha'elohim, to achieve the godly matters, hane'elamim me'ene basar, that are hidden from the eyes of flesh, because that we're limited, and it's very hard for us to comprehend spiritual, divine subjects. V'hashefa Elohi, and the godly bounty is forcing, but Hashem wants to be revealed. Okay, yeah, we are limited, but godliness wants to appear. V'dochek ota dochak gadol me'od, and pushing it means our minds, our way of thinking, pushing us severely, strongly. Legalot inyan kochotav, to reveal, to understand, to find the matter of its powers, means that Hashem wants us to understand, and He's pushing us to do so. Hitchayev al zeh kol ish va'ish, so for that reason, each person and person is obligated, mimin ha'adam, from humankind, shelamad militchakem mikocho, that learned already to use his wisdom and to bring out benefit, means to achieve great results of his power, le'emshech et derachav, to continue his path. So basically he's saying here that people that started to realize that they have powers, that they have mental powers, that they have physical powers, and they're using them wisely, those people are obligated to use those powers to reveal godliness and spiritual matters. Okay? If the person is a lazy, not developing, growing personality, so there will be nothing to push him to develop spiritually. But if it's a person that is already realizing that he has powers and that he can use them to benefit his ways, to improve, to live better life, to better the life of others, so that spiritual bounty will push him, will force him to achieve godly wisdom, to gain spiritual closeness to the Maker. ומפני מה שדחקו השפע ההוא הנכבד, and because of that fact, that honorable bounty, that wisdom of Hashem is pushing him, דחקתו מחשבתו, therefore his thought is pushing him as well, להשפיע משל ממנו על זולתו, to affect other people, for them to grow based on his wisdom. Means that a person that is developing, that is growing, his thoughts will force him to be a help and assist and influencer to others. He will start desiring to help other people to develop and grow with him. He won't be satisfied with his own growth. It means that if you find yourself satisfied from your own growth and you're not motivated to benefit others, something is wrong with the way the bounty works by you. Only when you find yourself that your heart is bursting, is almost exploding, wanting, desiring to help other people to get some wisdom themselves, to develop, to grow on their own, then you can know that the bounty that is influenced inside of you is godly, is of goodness. Because goodness expresses itself in that way that you're going to share your goodness to someone else. וכפי מה שקצר שכלו, and if his mind is still short, limited, or very limited, יהיה קוצר שפעו משיעורו. So his bounty means the ability that he will have, the power, the wisdom that he will have to share, will be smaller than the bounty's amount. The bounty's amount is endless, and you have only a short amount. Someone else has a little bit more than that. It's because of your wisdom. As much wisdom as you're going to gain will increase the amount of shefa, of bounty, that you will have to share with others. וכפי מה שרחב והתפשט שכלו, but if the mind of the person expanded and grow, יהיה רוחב שפעו כשיעורו, then his ability to share wisdom and bounty and knowledge will increase according to that. כלומר, we'll explain. When I first read that introduction of this wonderful book, I assume 21 years old. It was in the real early beginning of my tshuva, of my atonement process. And I was going to Jewish bookstores to search for wisdom. It shined, I was aware, by Hashem's supervision, I was notified that Jewish wisdom contains a lot and that I should explore and search inside of books. So I did it. And when I saw that book and its name was HaSekhel, the light of the mind, I said to myself, oh, you must purchase that book. I took that book without even knowing what's written in it. And when I started reading that introduction, the text was so complex for me. It was so hard for me to understand. No, it was not impossible. It was not too hard to understand. I'm talking only about the simple Hebrew. I'm talking about the combination of letters and words, sentences. It required me to focus and to concentrate so much, and I did. It was so interesting for me back then. And when I covered like half of a page or a page and a half, I was so overwhelmed with the fact that there's a source for wisdom. Like, hey, someone is talking about those spiritual subjects. Someone is guiding me. I can grow. I can develop. Yes, someone is telling me how spiritually I will grow. Not wanting, God forbid, to disrespect anyone that has any kind of shefa, of godly wisdom, but people that their knowledge is not based on ancient true knowledge will never be able to reach the depth and to connect others to the truth. They will be able to reveal something, that some developments, that some great illuminations will appear in your life by learning their books or following their advice, but to a certain extent. But when you connect yourself to such ancient spring of knowledge that is being delivered by a real pure righteous man, it's like a portal. It gives you an opportunity for endless elevation, and it depends only in how much you will invest, how much power, how much focus, how many prayers, how many hours you will sit and focus and try to understand the text, and then to try to see if you see that in your life, if the observation, developing the inner awareness to the wisdom of soul will make that process fruitful and tasteful. Okay, so as we said, the person, according to his wisdom, will have more bounty to share. If he is limited, will have limited shefa, bounty to share. All that process will begin of godly bounty to roll in your mind, and for you to have an ability to have something to share with someone, will start when you will be a searching person for even self-development, a person who is willing to improve his life. Only when you will decide to go out of your chamber, of your prison, of your sofa, of your comfort zone, of your fears, it doesn't matter what holds you back. Only when you will start motivating and pushing yourself out of your cell, out of your limitation, then that bounty will start rolling and waving and pushing you to extend your work and to influence others. How much? According to your wisdom. Now you need to get wiser. Im me'at yimtza oto. If a person has just a little bit, lo yitachen sheyashpia rav. There's no way for him to help a lot. You have a little bit, you can help a little bit. Ve'im rav yimtza oto. But if he will be with plenty, like shefa, will find you, lo yitachen sheyashpia me'at. There is no way that he will influence small amounts. You must give more. If you have more, you'll give more. And if you won't have a drop of that godly bounty, nothing, zero at all, there's no way in the world that you will influence that you'll be able to share it. You don't have it. Because how one person will give to his friend, to his neighbor, something that he does not have. There's no way. You cannot give something you don't have. And the wise people of the world already compared the matter of honorable divine bounty to financial bounty. There is a place to compare those two kinds of bounty, of shefa, of wealth. Klomar, and the example is sheyesh beyad mi, that it's in the power, it's in the hand of that one. Shehirba lo Hashem mamono, the Hashem gave him a lot of money, le'ashir zulato, to make other people rich as well. If you're very rich, you can make other people rich as well. You have the ability. Ki lo chilaknu zot hachaluka nizkeret bichlal, because all that explanation we just gave, all those differences that we just put here, explain the differences of abilities of different people in different levels, ki im lefi hayecholet, according to their ability, lo lefi haratzon, not according to their will. There might be a very cheap, wealthy person that won't help others. Here we're talking about the ability. We're talking for people who wants to give. And again, the example of financial wealth is an is an example to open our minds to understand how powerful we might become if we will choose to influence, to help, to assist others with our spiritual bounty, with our spiritual wealth. Because there might be one person that has the ability to make many people rich. But it might be that his will won't let him. He's not there at all. He's a billionaire and he's happy in his yacht, in his mansion, in his swimming pool. Doesn't even think for a moment to give someone something of his bounty. Just like super happy being who he is. And even to make himself really wealthy means that he won't be just financially rich, just that he will be wise, that he will grow, that he will develop as a person. Some people are so cheap that even on themselves, they're going hard. They're not like even allowing themselves to enjoy their wisdom, to enjoy their money. And even more so, to help others. And on a person like that, Shlomo the king, in his wisdom, said, God won't let him to eat his own food. There is a person with tons of food that God is not allowing him to eat his own food. Like a person who died with $100 million in his bank account. Hashem, the maker of the world, stopped him, prevent him from enjoying the bounty that he was supposedly able to enjoy. No, not you. Why not? Hashem did not give you that ability. It was my money, but you were not worthy for it. With wisdom is exactly the same. And then a foreign person will eat that food. Someone else will inherit that money. Someone else will enjoy your bounty. Trying to say here that Hashem is punishing him. It's a punishment. To have wealth and not to be able to enjoy it, it's a curse. It's definitely a curse. Now, I'm telling you, mainly this discussion is about spiritual bounty. Money is such a small thing. It's like definitely a good example to understand what we're talking about. Yeah, poor person, unable to enjoy his wealth, very poor. He's a billionaire. He has millions of dollars in his bank account and unable to spend on new shoes, cannot buy new pants, driving in a broken car. Okay, you want to call it humble? I'm calling it stupid. Why? Because if you're a billionaire and you chose to wear drags, okay, maybe that's your way. But for what you're saving all your money? You don't want to enjoy your own money? Wonderful, no problem with that. You're allowed to do it. Any person can choose what he wants to do with his own life as long as he is not hurting others. But for what you keep the money in your safe or in your bank or in properties, if you're not allowing homeless people to live in those properties, poor people to be fed by the money that you own, what are you doing with that money? It's a curse. Means that there's a complaint on that person why he's not giving out of his shefa, out of his bounty to others, because people are hungry, because people are homeless, and he has buildings of his own, and he's collecting rents, and he's making money and profits, and no one is enjoying the bounty. So all that bounty is a huge complaint on that owner of the bounty. Why he's not benefiting others, why he's not assisting others. All those hungry people that could have been satisfied and full now are crying. Their tears are being weighed, are being measured, and they're that person to blame. It's very unfortunate. Al-Kacha, for what reason? For that his eye eino, heyot eino tzara betovat Elohim. That his eye is bad, looking in a narrow eyesight, not happy to give, goodness of God. Means that Hashem wants you to give, and if you don't want to give, if you're not giving, it means that you have a bad eye on Hashem's bounty. You're not spreading out the shefa that you received from Hashem. V'ulam hashefa hanichbad, but that's about money. Money is not pushing you to give. Money is physical and it's heavy. It feels comfortable to sit in your bank. Money is not screaming. Money is standing. Money, you have a property. The property is not waking you up to do something good with it, most likely. But spiritual bounty is not the same. When you learn Torah, when you find wisdom, you find an urge to share that wisdom, not like physical, financial bounty. Spiritual bounty is motivating you, is pushing you harshly to change, to develop, to assist, to teach. Suddenly you see people that don't know what you know, and you have that urge to tell them, and you want to go and tell the world and scream and climb the mountains and the rooftops and talk online and make a live. And when I'm going to have 1,000 followers that I can make a live video, and when I'm going to reach out to more people, and how will I open groups? And people are motivated. When people are growing spiritually, you can see that. You don't need to be a genius to recognize that the urge to teach is growing as you learn. because the honorable bounty means the spiritual one. Behi matz'o, when it's there, when you find it within you, דוחק להוציא כוח המחשבה לפועל. It's pushing you to execute your thoughts to actions, to make things happen. You like if you look at me, so like today I'm a very different person in my activity, but in the process of my tshuva, in the beginning of my tshuva, I was working as a lifeguard. I had a very nice salary. I would use that money and I would buy books, Rabbi Nachman of Breslev's books, small books like this one, for an example, Likutei Tfilot, Sichot Meshivat Nefesh, Sichot Haran, Yemei Moharanat, like all the small books, Sefer Amidot. I would buy those books and I would hand them to people. That was in the beginning of my tshuva. I didn't know how to teach, but I found that there's knowledge treasured in those books. I would purchase boxes of those books and I would hand them out to people. Hey, no, take it with you, read it, it's interesting, it's wonderful. What I would try to, as much as I could, spread those books. Later on, in further steps of my tshuva, I started, a desire within me was to teach. I joined Esha Torah, one of the greatest yeshivot in Israel, by the guiding and management of Rabbi Noach Weinberg. He was still alive, may Hashem bless his pure soul. And I was learning over there how to go out and talk to people. It was part of my mission. I was chosen to a certain program in Esha Torah to learn how to go and teach other people. Like they're doing in the US, they wanted to create a program like that in Israel, and they tried to qualify us. They were unable to qualify us. We were stubborn Israeli people, so the group broke. But me, with my passion, I kept on going and doing that thing. I'm just kidding. I'm sure that other people in that group also are, until today, making tremendous good things. I'm sure of that. Me as a person, I had to continue. And then I started illustrating children books, Tales on Righteous People. And then I started to recording CDs for children with Tales on Righteous People. And later on, I started to go and teach. I started giving classes. I drove for an hour here and there, all in Eretz Yisrael, in Israel. And later on, I started translating the classes. I would learn to English to friends that sat with me, and I was teaching them. And then I made a CD with rap songs on faith and music, and like a fire pit that cannot stop spitting flames of fire, that was. And then starting to record the classes and open an English program in the yeshiva that I learned in the Breslev yeshiva. And I started giving classes in English and uploading the classes to YouTube and then sharing them and Facebook and Twitter and like expanding and building a website, and then started touring to the US and flying and giving classes in the US and until today, haven't stopped. So it's a process, and you don't need to be, Rav Dror. Rav Dror is it's nothing, Rav Dror, the name. Rav Dror is a result of a person that was Dror, that was running with no end, that couldn't stop, that had to give out books, that wanted to teach children, that wanted to hand out wisdom, that wanted to share. And the amount of doors that were closed in front of me that I was unable to do were equal to the number of doors I tried to open, because even a door that was open for a certain while, after a while was shut off again. Oh no, okay, I need to find my way, another way. And then you explore and you search and the pipes are expanding and the knowledge is growing, and you find yourself with more answers to more questions, with more abilities to teach. The spiritual bounty is pushing you to teach, to share it, to continue. And the honorable bounty, when it's being found inside of you, to execute your thoughts means to reveal them, to activate them. If external receivers, other people, won't stop you from giving, inner blockages or external, means your thoughts can hold you back, your fears can hold you back, but also people. For an example, when I approached my father and told him I want to keep Shabbat, he said, don't make a fool, don't make a joke out of yourself. So that's an external rejector. It's someone that no, you cannot keep Shabbat. Like it's a joke. Like it kills your motivation. You need to overpower that. You need to think, and many other examples, of course, I can give. So there are external, also inner, but still external to your more inner will. Your inner will is to share, is to give. And now you might find yourself with inner thoughts that are blocking that inner will from shining. So those are also considered external blockages, preventers. And you have real physical ones: friends, family, people, opinions, criticism, financial difficulties and challenges that might hold the person back. Now, the question is, how strong, how deep is your love? How strong you will go with your passion? Like, what really motivates you? Are you letting your fears manage you, or that nothing in the world will ever stop you? That's a question. If you stopped, maybe you should restart. If you haven't stopped, so you're doing good. גם, also, יבקש מי שקיבל לתת מאשר קיבל. A person that received wants to give more than to receive. So sometimes you want to give to someone that you gave him something, but he's already not in a position to receive anymore. He wants to go and to start teaching others as well. So it's like you lost a student. No, you gained a friend. You have not lost a student. You gained a friend. Okay, now you're partners. Let him grow. If he wants to break himself from being a branch in your tree, and he wants to go and uproot himself elsewhere to grow and to become his own tree and then his own field, there's no lacking in that. Support him, help him, let him grow. It's preventing you from teaching him. Yes, it's holding you back from, oh, my student, I wanted to tell you something new I learned. Oh no, I can't be your student no more. Okay, so you are now held back from teaching. No one really hold you back. That is the way that the bounty rolls. It's supposed to expand. It's supposed to make more trees in the field and new fields and new gardens and prosperity to expand in ways that are way more beyond our mind can reach. You should let the bounty grow. You should not stop it from growing. Let them be. You don't want to be your student anymore. You don't want to take your advice anymore. You don't need to force your advice on no one. May Hashem bless you. May Hashem heal you. May Hashem support you, assist you, stabilize you. Everything that I hope you'll have, may you have it. You don't need to feel rejected when your student feel that he grew enough and now he wants to be independent. May he succeed. It's none of your business no more. ומפני שהשפע, and because that the bounty, מביא לידי עניינים רבים, brings to many developments, many things are happening according to the bounty's expansion. יפעל מי שקיבלו מהעניינים ההם, people will start activate that matter that they received, each one according to his premier thoughts that he had before receiving that bounty. Means that if you were playing the piano, when you will grow spiritually, suddenly you'll have an inspiration to play in higher ways, in more beautiful, more harmonic, more like wide ways of music, of composing, of sounds, of beats. And if you were an author, a writer, your mind will start thinking in books making, in novel writing, like your mind will grow according to the vessels you had before, means you were prepared to receive the bounty with. The bounty is being received into the vessels that you contain, that you maintain, that you have. If you're a painter, an artist, you will start painting nicer, more spiritual things. It will dress into your vessels. גם, and as well, ייתכן, it might be, שיתחדש אצלו השפע העליון מחשבות, that the spiritual bounty, the divine bounty, will renew, means will bring new thoughts, אשר לא קדמו לו, that you never had. You're playing only the piano, and suddenly you have the feeling that you must catch the guitar. You were painting, and suddenly you want to go travel the seven seas. Like something like, I was never desiring the sea, and now I have to cross the ocean. It might happen. Suddenly you want to come and visit Eretz Israel. An idea that never crossed your mind before you started growing spiritually. It might happen as well. Not only into your old vessels, for sure into your old vessels, but as well, new thoughts will appear in your developing mind spiritually. ויכריחוהו להוציא עניינים לפועל, and they will force you to make things happen. Like if you started thinking about Eretz Israel, you'll get there. It's like from one day to the next, you're going to find yourself so like grumpy and nervous and angry and stressed out and like surrounded and overwhelmed that you will have to fly to Eretz Israel. It's like something will push you to bring you there. It's like if you want to write a book, if you want to express your wisdom, the wisdom that's been exposed to you, in the beginning you can find excuses why not to do so. But if you will continue growing spiritually, that book will be written if you want it to be written, or if you are still afraid to write it. In the end, it will be written, it will be printed, it will be covered, it will be shipped, it will be read by other people. There's no way for the bounty to stop. Mehem hanagot enoshiyot kolelot. Those matters that might grow are matters of human general behaviors, means that your wisdom will affect other people's manners. You will become a nicer person, a better person. You will smile to people. You'll admit mistakes. You will confess. You will compliment other people. And then all those nice, good attributes that are revealed by you will affect other people in general to grow as well. All those people will be affected by you. If I took a friend today in my car and he told me, thank you so much, it affected me. Even if I didn't pay so much attention at the time, when I will meet another person, I will thank him based on that thanks that I received from my friend earlier today, because it impacted me. It touched me. He told me thank you. He passed on his appreciation to me while shaking my hand and telling me thank you. I took that cargo with me to my next session, to my next meeting. His goodness affected me today, and tomorrow I will affect it to another person. So your goodness that is growing and expanding and being shared is generally affecting in a positive way to the manners and behaviors of humankind. That's amazing. That's tremendous, because do you know how far it goes? Like, can you tell when that thank you impact will stop? It might never end. It might be that from that day that you said thank you and you expressed your gratitude from the heart to one person, 1 million people received that power to thank from the heart and to be appreciated for their goodness by people who thanked them. You don't ever know how far it goes. On that it says, Tzidkato omedet la'ad. His charity or his righteousness is standing for good. It never ends. It's eternal. It might be that for eternity, that impact that you impacted will keep on affecting people in a positive way. In ways that, what does it mean even eternally? Like, how much is it? You cannot count it. Sorry, buddy. Can't tell you. Only when you will enjoy eternal reward for your actions forever and ever more, you will be able to feel the gratitude to the Maker who woke you up to say thank you even once in a person's lifetime. Once. Eternal reward. Can you measure? Unbelievable. So huge. So that is one effect. Manners and good behaviors of people. Umehem, some of them, pratiyot, personal, mo'ilot, that are very useful. Oh, it's useful for me to know that thing. It's also useful for him to know that thing. And some of them are a must to put them before the useful ones. Means, for an example, that there are certain preparations that will seem gray, that will seem shallow, like brushing your teeth, like washing your hands after going out from the bathroom, like washing the dishes right after you finish eating as much as you're able to. For an example, those can be not so appreciated by others, but the truth is that they are also required for next, more even needed or useful developments in a person's life. And if you won't be qualified with basics preparations, you won't be able to grow spiritually and to develop to next stages. So some of the developments are a must for your future developments, and some are the developments themselves. עד שתמצא התועלת שוכן במשכן חזק, until the useful power, means a real solid power, will be found within you, hovering on a real stable vessel, means that you will really become permanent in your holiness, in your ability to affect in a positive way others, that the light will shine upon you, means within you, in such a solid, meaningful, and powerful way that will be so strong that will attach all the needed forces with the useful forces. Means you will become a magnet for development and growth. When Shefa, spiritual bounty, will impact you consistently, and you will continue spreading it according to your ability and to your power, to your wisdom, to your knowledge, and you will continue learning and growing. You will develop in more ways. Some of them are preparation for useful ones, and some of them are already useful, things that you can really use outside to affect and impact others. And it will get to a level that the light will shine within you in such a strong and solid way that you will be a source of inspirations for others. Like, you can never know, as I said, gave the example earlier, you can never know how much, you can never imagine how far. It's like that you comment on social media and your comment is funny or wise or whatever, and even 3 months later on, you're getting likes on your comment. And okay, why? I comment 3 months ago, I comment 5 years ago. How am I still getting likes? Because it was really powerful. So it stands, it sticks out, it's still appearing into the pages of other people until today. And people are being inspired by you even 5 years later. So that's an example. But you have many aspects: a gratitude to a person, a good word, a support, a help, a charity, a consultation, an advice you gave to someone might impact him in a way that will be expressed only 5 years from now, only maybe 50 years from now. Maybe when he will be a grandpa, he will sit with his grandchild and tell him about how you helped him in that rainy day. And that grandchild's life will be changed from that moment on, because he has a great opportunity to do the exact same thing that helped his grandpa 60, 80 years ago, and he will do it today with his friend in kindergarten. And that kid, you don't know who he gonna be. He might go and change the world with new inventions. You can never know. Not that you can never know. We will never know. But we should count it. We should count on Hashem that that's the meaning of the idea of God works in mysterious ways. They're all mysterious. Everything is mysterious. Can you tell me how water gets into your faucet? You can tell stories. You don't have a clue. Oh yeah, pipes. You don't know the ways. You don't have no idea about the ways. Simple water. simple faucet, sink in the kitchen, like tub. You don't have a clue which water you receive into which cup. You can never imagine how all the particles of water are calculated, measured, known, planned for you to consume or not. And if a drop fell off your cup, poured on the table before you drank or while you drank, what meaning there is to that, and for what reason it was taken away from your digestion system, and why you could not consume it, and why it was important for you to see it, and why that drop blurred the text that you just wrote, and now you're going to have to write that letter again. Why that drop and not another? I'm not talking about the reason why you had to get rid of the page. I'm talking about why that drop and not another. So listen, God works in mysterious ways, and He knows all, and there are reasons. Everything is tied to its purpose. Everything is rising to its spiritual source. There are no random things. There are no coincident things. Everything is planned, everything is measured, and it doesn't need you to start I will investigate that drop of water. Dear sister, dear brother, between us, you're not sure what's your shoe size. You don't really know how much you weigh. You don't know how old are you. Honestly, you don't have a clue. And therefore, in things that are too overwhelming, you don't need to investigate. You should believe that everything is under the supervision of Hashem, and that Hashem, He knows. But it doesn't need that you now need to become a mekubal. I haven't even started. Do you know what's we haven't even started. Now, soon, actually, the greatest part of this wonderful introduction just begins. Okay, probably not going to learn it tonight, though. I'm going to keep you thirsty, keep you desiring for next week. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep you thirsty for next week. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And Bezrat Hashem will continue from the exact same spot, hopefully, with help from heaven, next week. Thank you so much.